Alright, again, let's try this again. Seems to be that I don't have any storage space available on this phone that I just got brand new. Guess when you make a bunch of videos, that's what happens. Anyways, I wanted to get some videos out before shit got all crazy and before I didn't get a chance to tell anybody anything that happened. Because it's a guarantee I will get gunned down when I get out of here. My so-called friends don't seem to understand anything like that because they've never had to deal with the crazy corruption that I've had to deal with. From mostly Montana. Anyways, I think I was at where Fergus County, where I get sent there after the whole bite incident, and nobody would tell me why. Well, once I got there, I kind of figured out why. Basically, they sent me there because, you know, they wanted to torture and abuse me. Basically, they locked me in. After they stripped me naked, they made me walk down the hall. And I guarantee all the other inmates were watching out their windows, but I was so embarrassed I didn't even look up. I didn't even bother to look up. See if anybody was watching me. Walk down naked, no clothes. Put me in a room for days. Mind you, no adaptive equipment, no braces, no cane, no nothing. And after they had beat me up, I was really, really sore. And I was hurting really bad. I was so sore and unable to even get off the bunk to go across the room to get water out of the water fountain or use the bathroom. So I'd have to sit on the edge of the bed to pee on the floor, basically, because I was unable to get up without help, unassisted. And I got offered food. I was there for almost 3 days, and I got offered food one time by this guy, and he's like, you want your tray today? And I said, yeah, just hang on. And he wouldn't give me time to get to the door. He's like, oh, nope, I guess you don't want it, and took off before I could even get up and get to the door. So basically for 3 days I got no food and no meds. The whole med situation, my husband drove an hour to drop off my medication an hour away to Fergus County, and they thought that I doctor shopped because I had so many medications. Mind you, there wasn't a single one that was a narcotic or a controlled substance at all. Nothing. Because I had so many medications from so many different doctors. Well, yeah, I would love to be able to have one doctor for all these issues that I've been misdiagnosed and neglected medically for so many years and so long. I would love to have one doctor for all that, but being that I have to go to specialists every single place and still nobody's helped me around Montana, that what's a person supposed to do? So they basically didn't give me any of my medications because they themselves couldn't figure it out. When simply my husband had a list, we had the medications, it was pretty cut and dry, simple, but yet they were accusing me of doctor shopping because I had so many different medications by so many doctors. Oh my goodness, do they not realize that that's how it is, unfortunately, when you're sick like this? I've been misdiagnosed for now 11 years, actually. And finally just in February 2018, got surgery on the massive internal abscess that I had in my belly button for 11 years that I believe happened when I either had a tubal after my daughter, or I had a tummy tuck, or I had a bladder sling put in. But whichever one it was when they went in through my belly button and caused me to have this abscess, and I've had it for so long, and every doctor I've told along the way, everybody I would tell, that my belly button's bloody and pussy, there's stuff coming out of it, and nobody would listen to me. Finally got a doctor in Lewistown to listen to me and saw, oh, well, yeah, you've got a massive internal infected abscess in your belly button, your urachia. I think that's how you say it. So got that removed, and I'm pretty sure I still have that problem right now. It's still something infected and wrong in there, but either way, it doesn't matter at this point. That's all I was trying to do, is come here to get some help medically. Some place that would actually maybe help me. But now I'm getting kicked out on the streets with $60 fucking dollars. A dying dog. And nothing, basically. No food, no water, no nothing. No nothing. All because they're worried because they're getting followed by the police. Oh, I'm sorry to inconvenience you guys. Your pampered selves. I'm sorry. Becca Stewart and Amber Brecky Snyder. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to inconvenience you guys. You and your fabulous fucking home. They have no need or want for anything, you know? Yeah, you know what? Guess what? I used to own 2 homes myself. But since the horrible corruption, it just tears you down and you can't get back up. And the horrible fines and excessive fines. Between my husband and I, in half a year, we spent $8,000 between the both of us. $8,000 on bond money to get out of jail. That's out of pocket. $8,000 because it's excessive and ridiculous. One day I hope to God that somebody gets that back for them. It'd be you, Neil. You'd be the one to get it back. So he understands the corruption that's happened. And the unfairness. Anyways, Lewistown. After I left there, basically, they didn't book me in when I got there, and they didn't do anything like that. And I asked them that right away because I was trying to, delay the whole going to my cell process in the first place. I'm like, don't I get booked in? And she didn't answer me, so I just cooperated and walked naked down the whole entire hallway for everybody to see me. Mind you, I don't get undressed in front of my husband in the light, okay? I just don't. But yet, here I am, naked old me, walking down the hallway in front of God knows who and whoever saw me out their window. But whatever. Get thrown in there for days. They tell me I'm getting out, so they said, oh, we got to do the book in and book out process. Well, all of a sudden, they throw somebody's random jacket over me so that they don't see the bruises. Mind you, I've got pictures of all the bruises, too, that the cop put on me from the whole bite incident, from beating me up unnecessarily. I wasn't fighting. I wasn't resisting. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I just was simply stepping backwards barely, and he jumped the gun and thought he was going to need to beat me up for some reason. I didn't do anything wrong. I was going to put my hands out for him to arrest me. And I was forced to bite him to get him to let me go. I'm not a violent person. We lived out in the middle of nowhere. I wasn't going to run. Where am I going to go? I can't run. I've got a broken hip. Where did they expect me to go? Where? I don't even know. But anyway, so after the abuse in Fergus County Jail, they covered me up with somebody's random jacket. Here I'm thinking I'm getting out, after 3 days of no food, no meds, no nothing, not being able to get off my bunk to pee or get water or anything in that matter. Mind you, I'm on steroids that you can't stop. You can't just automatically stop. You can actually die if you automatically stop them. But that was my first go around with that experience. So then cover me up with a random jacket, somebody's random jacket to take my booking photos, just so they don't see the bruises all over me. I'm pretty sure that's why they did that. Anyway, so they booked me in and booked me out all at the same time when they were releasing me to Wheatland County. So then I get sent back to Wheatland County and get there, and I still get no meds, no food, no nothing. Actually, they did offer me one meal that night at dinner time, and I didn't know that it was on a time limit and that I had to get my food back at a certain time because I was trying to get up and eat, but being that I have swallowing issues, I have a small esophagus, they can't even get a pediatric scope down my throat. I have lichen planus in my esophagus. Apparently only 80 people in the world have it, I guess. And guess what? I'm one of them. Believe it or not, that's what they say anyways. Who knows? I've been diagnosed with so many stupid things that they don't even know what it is. So lichen planus, Sjogren's syndrome, broken bones all the time. I always have a broken foot and something's always broken. I got a torn meniscus in my right knee. I've got a fractured acetabular. I've got necrosis in my right hip. Asthma, you name it. And I do believe that it all stems from this infected abscess that I had in my belly button for so long that nobody would listen to me about or take care about. And it's all because of that. I do really believe. And then I've been on so many meds that whatever it was medication-induced whatever. And I think for a long time that I do maybe have lupus because I can't get in the sun. And I was a healthy individual until all these surgeries. And then all of a sudden now I'm not. And I'm sick as can be. But yet the law wants me. Why? I'm not a threat to anybody. I'm not harmful. I'm not strong in any manner. I mean, God, my hands don't even work anymore. I can't lift anything after the police surrounded me at the IGA. My hands don't work all of a sudden. Come to find out, I look it up and it's some sort of a neurological thing from PTSD because they scared the shit out of me. I actually pissed my pants right at the time that they surrounded me with their guns and cops. Was it really necessary to come after little old me for a 2-day warrant from Wheatland County for not showing up to court that I had no idea about with all these cops and guns? For 2 days old, and they showed up at Cascade County, surrounded me, scared the shit out of me, and I really did pee my pants. And since then, I'm afraid of cops everywhere. Like, I'm afraid of cops. I'm afraid of sirens. Like, my PTSD is out the roof, man. It's all because they needed to surround me with guns and cops. What, you can't just, I would go peacefully. Just ask. You don't gotta surround me with a bunch of guns and cops. It's not necessary. I'm not violent. I'm weak as can be, obviously. Anyways, ever since then, now my hands don't work right. I can't hold on to anything. I can't pour anything. I can't lift anything. I didn't have any strength before that. Anyway, so I'm at Wheatland County Jail for couple more days. They write me a handwritten note saying that I can't have any contact with my husband because I have a partner family member assault against him now. And my husband didn't call for that. He wrote a statement and everything. He called because he was concerned for my safety, and they just tacked that onto him along with me having to bite the cop because I had to do that just to have him let me go. So then they give me my truck keys. Said my husband left our truck there, and sent me on my way. Mind you, I was completely, and I swear to God, I was almost dead at that point in time. My hearing was gone. I was just in such a weird state of peace, and like, I could tell that I wasn't hurting. I wasn't nothing. It was just kind of like a quiet, peaceful time, and I don't even know how I came out of it. I don't even remember the drive back home, the 18 miles drive back home, but somehow I did. Once I got my meds and some food in me and stuff like that, I started snapping into it, snapping back to normal self, But I have no idea how I even drove home that day, because I really thought, what are you going to arrest me when I leave here? You're giving me the truck keys? Is this a joke? You guys obviously see that I'm not even functionable at this point in time, but you want me to drive this truck home. You're going to let me go and drive this truck home. Okay. Oh, Lord, I don't remember who bonded me out or how I got bonded out that time, but, oh yeah, it was the guy from Lewistown. I can't think of his name right now, but, anyways, so, the next day, me and my husband aren't supposed to have contact anymore. Somebody steals our truck. I went to sleep in town at a friend's house. My husband was out of town or whatever. My friend came to pick me up out there in Judith Gap. I go stay at her house for the night, and apparently that night or that morning or whatnot, somebody went and stole our Dodge Ram. It was such a beautiful truck. My husband rebuilt the tranny in it. I mean, it sounded amazing. Just a really nice truck. It was a 1995 rebuilt. It's just gorgeous running truck. It's just amazing. Somebody stole our truck, and I do believe it was the cops. Nobody had been out to our house but a handful of times, and the cops was one of the people that was out there, and that's it. So I believe that they stole it. I really do, and I believe that they ran my dog over too. That was before they raided our house when I was supposed to be. I can't even remember the dates. I don't have any of my stuff here where I'm at, so it's hard to remember all the dates, but shortly before they stole our truck and all that stuff, they raided our house there in Judith Gap. And mind you, we still had everything in boxes from Great Falls because we had a lot of remodeling to do at that house in Judith Gap. So yeah, they found some paraphernalia here and there. Nothing extensive or extreme at all in any manner. So yet I get charged for, they charged me for drug distribution at the time, I think, or no. I think that's what it was. They tried to charge me for that, and same with my husband, and my husband got his fought down to drug possession or drug paraphernalia, I think. I can't remember, or whatever. And anyways, he's still going through that process. I mean, mine's been held up so much, the whole bike case. I haven't even gone through the whole entire thing because I've been through, I can't tell you how many lawyers. The first one was Jim Lippert from Big Timber, who after multiple emails to him, trying to communicate with him to try to figure this case out, had a court hearing, an omnibus hearing, went to that, me and my husband, mind you, I mean, we had to borrow money to drive into town. I mean, it was such a hardship for us to get there that day anyways. Well, here I'm waiting for whoever's in the courtroom up at Wheatland County, Harleton, Montana courtroom, thinking, well, my lawyer should be here any minute, I'm guessing, Well, here comes my lawyer walking out of the courtroom, and he walked right by me down the stairs like I didn't even exist. I was completely shocked, so I had to put a complaint into the public protender's office about him and all kinds of stuff, so I ended up getting a new lawyer, Ed Werner. So then, I mean, lo and behold, he was great, he was trying to help me, blah, 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 but essentially never got anything done before apparently he moved, and then, wasn't my lawyer anymore, which would have been nice to actually hear from the actual lawyer instead of, waiting and wondering, emailing and wondering what the heck's going on, not hearing from anybody. And finally hear from Michelle at the head public pretender office that he had moved or whatnot. So then I get my lawyer number 3, Brandon Hartford. A wonderful guy, really great guy from Billings. Well, he's trying to help me and all this stuff, and then next thing you know, I'm not hearing nothing over Christmas from him, nothing at all, and I keep emailing, wondering what's going on. And, well, lo and behold, he had to get his foot cut off for diabetes, so now he's not my lawyer now either. So now yet I have another lawyer. Mind you, this has been going on since 2018, I want to say, that everything's been screwed up. I mean, there's no fairness about this. This is for the whole bite case and the whole raid in the house thing in Wheatland County, How is that a fair anything? I mean, fair time for anything? Because I've had so many lawyers and it's such a screwed up situation now that I have no ability to explain it all, It's so difficult. I don't even remember what the new lawyer's name is now. Kyle or something like that. Caleb, Kyle, something. I don't know. He's another guy from Billings, apparently. Haven't contacted him, and he hasn't bothered to contact me, so anyways, that point doesn't matter. What matters is if somebody actually gets all my proof, and the crazy thing is I have all my documentation, all my proof of all this stuff. I'm the only one, I believe, that has any kind of recording of the whole bite incident. That's why they're trying to shut me up. After that whole entire bite incident, basically we were taunted, and people were hiding out in the fields, and when we drive by at night, they flash their lights on, and that kind of stuff never happened out where we lived. Me and my husband went to go get a trailer up in the Kalispell Mountains, and we were at the Missoula gas station there, and when we left there, basically a black truck followed us all the way from there on the interstate, varying speeds, because my husband was sick and tired of it. We tried to get rid of him. We're the only people on the highway at the time. And he tried to get rid of him, couldn't get rid of him. So for over 3 hours, this truck followed us. Finally, when we're almost to our destination to pick up this trailer so we could put firewood in it, so we had something to haul firewood, he sped up and got in front of us, and then he was sitting on top of this big hill with this light shining down on us. He knew where we were going, obviously, and then it was like they were taunting us, basically. And so he flew by us, put his lights on us, and we just kept doing it, going, and finally found the place with the trailer and hooked it up and headed on our way. But so tired, considering I only got a couple hours of sleep because my so-called friends thought I needed to be gone a long time ago. I'm sorry, my bad. Alright, I guess that's it for now. I'm so tired.